All right, here we go. Video back at the crib. Moving this time, because I don't normally do so, but sometimes it's nice to switch things up. And today's video is going to be a bit of a life update / talking about Buddhism and why it's true. Natural selection is the matrix and meditation is the red pill. That's the theme that I'm rolling with today. So recently I read a book called Why Buddhism is True, and I want to just elaborate on that, and I've also got an essay coming out soon. So, natural selection, okay, has created humans whose brains do not care whether they're happy, right? Evolution just says, get your genes into the next generation, reproduce, survive, right? And this mechanism causes us to have desires, causes us to get attached to things, have cravings for things, right? And we have these thoughts and these mental processes. You can almost think of it like a mental model in your brain. Things spark up in order to get this organism, right, to carry on living, keep surviving, reproducing, right? Brilliant, that sounds fantastic. Except it doesn't always make us very happy. Why? Because these mental processes, we identify with them. You think, I'm angry, I'm scared, I'm confident, not confident, what have you. And sometimes there are positive states where you may feel a sense of happiness, but generally speaking, attachment and identification with thought means you're lost up in it, right? That is sort of the mindfulness movement 101, is to get off the angry bus, right? Get off the train of thought that is constantly flowing. Because if you're not conscious of what's these mental processes that are occurring, then you can't really choose whether you will engage with them, or you can't really engage with them consciously. And that's the whole idea around meditation. So you need to weaken your identification with thought. And how that's done is through mindfulness meditation. And the Buddhists figured this out thousands of years ago. But in every life, we always want more. There's always desire for just that little bit more. So let's say I've got this really baller apartment. Well, look at me. Look how sick I am. And then I'm thinking, okay, but wouldn't it be nice if I had a girlfriend, or I had a slightly better career path, or more money? And it just never ends, right? You could be probably Jeff Bezos still has desires, right? And that's the point that Buddhism really nips in. Well, it's really meditation. I mean, Buddhism is like a practical sort of framework for how to live one without a self, but also in a way that reduces our suffering. Because like I said earlier, if you are not identified, right, to the mental processes that go on, you don't have to believe in them, and you can sort of choose happiness. I know it sounds a bit cringy, but you can choose not to feel anger, feel depression, feel sadness. And ultimately for me, I had a hard time when I was in high school or secondary school in the United Kingdom. So not a great time, and the thing that pulled me out of it was actually doing meditation. And at the time I was doing it for sort of self-improvement, to just get better concentration, focus and what have you. But it helped me, of course, with my mental health, and gave me all the health benefits anyway. But in recent years, about last year, it gave me a whole new spiritual dimension to life. I had this mad awakening where I figured out myself, man, which I'm not going to get too deep into right now, but it is a very, very useful tool. Meditation is fantastic. So I've recently started doing that again, because I kind of a bit slack with it, do it here and there, but I've been trying to do it 20 minutes every day, been relatively consistent with that, as I've been trying to do with everything else in life, like even these videos. Consistency is what's up. I slacked on last week's video, and I was about to take an L today, but I decided to just get the camera, do a little free film session like this. So that is what is up. That was kind of the idea. I suppose we'll just get into life update, because it's been a while since I got into it. So lately, what's been on my mind? Yeah, it's the summer holidays right now. So I go to university in Korea, and I'm about to graduate next semester, right? And a lot of my friends are going on holidays. They're traveling, they're having a good time, and I was sat here having FOMO about it. And then I realized I don't actually really want to go anywhere. I don't really feel pulled to do things. I have the money and the time, and I'm so grateful to be able to be in this position. But all I want to do is just grind on my routine. I just want to wake up, write, read, do some Korean, go to the gym, make a video like this, and then get back at it. I don't know, my programming, man. It's like that. And I'm not ungrateful. I've traveled to loads of places. Very happy with that. But this I don't know, these desires, right, to get back on topic, these desires, these cravings to do things, ultimately I know is not going to fulfill me. Like, for example, if I went on a Japan trip to see the boys, which I'm still considering, it's like that would be great, but also it's not like the end of the world if I didn't do that as well, you know. I've got a lot on my mind in terms of that sense, but also I'm just in the thick of it right now. I'm just in the grind zone. Everything's compounding. I mean, it has been compounded for years. I've got Korean now at sort of this ability where I've been grinding for 6 years and I can now converse with anyone. I went on a date last week. I should probably get that in a life update swag. Summer 2026, going crazy. Yeah, because I haven't dated since, well, I broke up with my girlfriend last year. Was that 2025, so the end of that. And then since then I've met women, but I haven't found a new girlfriend, which is another, probably the biggest desire on my mind right now, if I'm being really honest. Like, love, man, relationships. That would be cool. Because I do well on my own. I'm kind of chilling in my life here, but I feel like if there's like a missing piece, it would be sharing this success, or I don't want to like suck my own, to my own trumpet, PG-13. But yeah, sharing this success with someone else would be a magnificent thing, would it not? So that's like the other, probably the biggest desires operating in my mind outside of what I'm already doing. And I was questioning myself, like, is all this really intrinsic? Like, do I really want to be doing this writing, meditating, and all this other thing? But I think I do. I actually think I do, because even if I had a woman, I'd probably still be doing the same thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But I'm 23 and it's weird. A lot of my peers don't get it. They don't understand the Sigma male grind set here in Korea. Me just doing my thing, yapping my yap on the YouTube videos as well. But yeah, I think life-wise, you know, I'm chilling. It's just, it's not, from the outside, it looks very boring. All I do is just wake up, running you through a typical day right now. So I wake up, make some breakfast, okay, trying to get my bulk on. I've been bulking semi-successfully. Usually if I'm not being lazy, I won't sleep in and I'll actually get up and go to the library and write, then have lunch on campus or somewhere else, but there's no one on campus right now because it's just ghost town. Everyone's on summer holidays enjoying the crap out of themselves, apparently. Or social media will have you believe, but you could just meditate and not identify with the desires and you'll be fine. Then I get to reading, which is another 2-hour block or so, which again doesn't really happen. Usually I'll sleep in and like dick about for a bit, and then I'll eventually get like half an hour writing done and about half an hour reading done on like a low energy day. Then I get to come back to the crib, have a bulking snack, like a snack meal free for the day, which is usually, it consists of rice and tuna. Then I'm listening to Korean for about an hour or two. Sometimes I get sidetracked and watch English YouTube, but for the most part I get some Korean in. Then gym, upper lower, depending on the day. And then a rest day on the rest days, which I should do cardio on, but to be honest, I've been slacking on that, and I don't really care that much about doing cardio because I'm bulking, bruv. And then, yeah, usually I'm relaxing in the evening. Probably I just watch YouTube. Maybe I'm meeting someone if it's a social thing going on, but that's the routine, baby. And I enjoy it. You know, I don't know why, but my personality, my configuration, it's set me up in a way to be the person who just enjoys doing the same thing at the same time every day, and I just like it. So what the hell are you gonna do? I just yeah. And oh yeah, recently got a haircut. What the hell? Check the haircut. Yeah, mate. Never seen a trim like this, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about, but anyway. Besides the point, that's the routine, and I know I'm not a very good storyteller. I just said and then like 6,000 times, which doesn't really help. Yeah, I've been working on that. New realizations. Oh yeah, I mentioned a date earlier. I didn't really talk about it. Basically, I figured out that interaction with a female is all about emotion, and you know, you could be attracted to someone, but they might not be compatible for you. So that was just a new mental wavelength, because there's all this like stuff online about how, you know, looks, money, status, game, and status, not status. Status in English, in UK English, yeah. There's a lot of stuff about that, which, yeah, having all of that is great, but ultimately, I personally think it comes down to, well, sort of social skills, being sort of emotionally stick. And creating an emotional reaction, because you can have person A, person B just for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe they're Korean and they don't like white people, or they have a certain preference for something which you just cannot manufacture, you just can't have, or for whatever reason they like you because of the way that you make them feel, right? It's all just there's just a multitude of different things that could be going on, and it's not logical is what I've understood. Woman, I'm not logical now, okay, that's toxic, but yeah, emotions, baby. And I figured out with my ex-girlfriend, she was like kind of, I don't want to say like, oh, she's toxic and shit, but emotionally we weren't compatible, and it was the emotional side of things that you can't explain that logically to someone. Like I couldn't just put a finger on it and say, oh, she was this and that's why I didn't want to see her anymore. It was like the waves, the emotions just weren't flowing. So that's something to be mindful of for any of you young gangsters out there trying to make it in the dating game, because I'm still there with you right now, but we're making moves, we're making progress. Yeah, I'm just having a laugh making this video, not even gonna lie. Like I was on some real serious vibe earlier, and then now I'm just sort of waffling. I also started to sound a little bit more American in my speech and my mannerisms, because I consume loads of American content. I don't really speak to other Brits that much, apart from my family and maybe a friend here or two back at home, which I don't really have many more of since I left the UK when I was young. So yeah, that's been a bit of a new thing going on. So I think I'll probably just close up there with that. That's life update in all the areas. I'm still progressing. I'm still trying to put these essays out on my website, hoping, in maybe 10 years time, 5 years time, I'll have a body of work that I can look back on and go, yep, look at me, I'm a writer, look how egotistical I am, and everyone should read my shit. But no, it's more for my own development, for my own development of my thinking, I guess is the right way of putting it. And these things that I'm writing are also turning into videos, like the one you've just observed today. And I don't know, apparently it's good for me. Apparently it's a very high ROI activity, and it fits my temperament. I'm the type of guy to stay alone, the lone wolf, right? A lot of people can't relate, because I'm out here on the Superman granted. But yeah, that's how I see that. And then reading supplements of that. Then Korean is just something I've been carrying on doing because I'm so deep in the game now. I've been doing it for 5 years. It's like, why would I abandon that? Plus I'm living in Korea, which you need Korean for. And every improvement I make in that domain helps my social interactions, which helps my dating, which helps just every sort of facet of life, sort of in the social arena here, which has compounding effects. So everything I'm doing is compounding, super optimized, super autistic, and that's just how I'm running the show right now. Bulking wise, I'm not going to do a physique update, but like, hold up, stand up. The gains, you can see, there's some visible muscularity going on right now, and I'm quite proud of myself. I think I look pretty decent, and it's not really about the looks, except if I'm going to go to the gym anyway, it's like, why not get the gains in muscularity? So I've been trying to keep up with the bulking. I'm like 85, I don't know, I lost myself, something like 85-ish kg, and for the last few months, it's sort of been in the 83, 85, just been sort of up and down in that zone. So I don't think I've really been bulking per se. I've sort of been maintaining, even though I'm eating 5 meals a day, if you count the snacks as meals, so that's 2. So I'm working on that at the moment, but we'll see. Hopefully the next weigh-in I'm still on the up, and I might do like a physique update or sort of bodybuilding update in future. I probably want to wait till I get to 1 year though, because it's cringe if people see that you're small at like 6 months, but that's sort of the thinking behind that. But yeah, ultimately all of this is just a matrix, none of it matters, and you don't know when you're going to die, and identifying with thought is kind of whack. So you should meditate, man. That's kind of my philosophy right now. Just meditate, and that will lead you to the truth. And there are a few moments in the day where I personally get to zoom out and go, oh yeah, I'm here in the present moment. That's the only thing that exists, and the only thing that matters. Why the hell do you think about anything else? But a lot of the time, my default is overthinking. So if I could recommend anything to a viewer of this video, would be to meditate. Please, for the love of God, just sit down, even if it's 5 minutes at the start, okay? Sit down, look at your breath, observe your breath, be conscious of your breath, go. Just do that, for 5 minutes at a timer. preferably not on your phone, right? Get like a timer you can buy it online. And just do that and let it all happen, man. It's all meant to happen. The inyan, I don't know what inyan is in English. Look it up, inyan, I'll put it on the screen. It's all meant to happen. Let it be. Namaste. Life update, summer 2026. It's going crazy. It's just this daily grind, the small, the Zen routine, the mindfulness, the being here. I'm enjoying myself. And it doesn't look like that on a conventional scale, through a conventional lens. But that is what life is going to be. That's the life update. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be signing out, and I'll come back with another video. Hopefully the next one will be the essay in video format, and you can enjoy some of that. So thank you very much for all my fans and all my followers. Look how famous I am with my 700 odd subscribers. I'm grateful though. Peace out, stay blessed, namaste, 안녕히 계십시오.